damkele different danger, and then within a personality Marion, you are able to bring Christ that will satisfy me and complete me as Marion. Not for you aside because I look in a certain way, I dress in a certain way, or you see me not fitting into this category because you feel like I should dress like this, I should be like this.
Catchy man, it doesn't know you for big can catch it. It can I catch man, Savo catch it as the focus on my potato. It can I catch man, stop all and that's passing a shot in my own.
Really good people, welcome to our channel. I'm a Gani Worldwide.
Good looking young.
My bad. We welcome you guys to our channel. And I'm We'll be talking briefly about our topic that is very close to our hearts. About Christ, having to save our lives and having to transform our lives within our families, school, relationships, and all of that. So we want to engage you guys on it so that you get to know Christ on a better level, and also we bring him as a testimony to your life. So here we go.
Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, press the notification bell, share the videos with everyone. It's about to be nice, Shem.
Let's start. So who's going first?
You go first.
Me?
Yeah, you man. You.
Right. So as everyone knows, I'm to just fast forward the story. I think I came to know Jesus Christ a bit late in my life. I think I was doing grade 11.
Grade 11, yeah.
In 2013. And funny enough,
Sure, 2013.
one of my best friends, Marianne,
That's me.
that boy, he preached now Christ to me. Funny thing is, before we were even friends, I judged him.
I'm an apostle.
It was very different from about by expecting us, so I
family
judged
that's
him
the
from
way.
afar, but then when I came to accept Jesus Christ, then I got to know him even more, closer as a brother, and then I learned a lot from him. So before I even get to my story, very shortly, but the fact that I came to Mama Jesus Christ, I also came to know him. Perceptions untrue. But for me personally, I think walking with Jesus Christ really, really changed my life. In many ways. About to go with the person that I am. Those people who are watching, who have interacted with me, I was a totally different person. Even though I had a positive outlook about me, but I was not as ambitious. I was not as caring. I was not as mindful. I wasn't thoughtful about what do I do, how do I relate to our band. So coming to a point of man that Jesus Christ really, really changed my life, and I've come to learn a lot of things about myself, about others. So I think I'm just going to stop there because I need to give my brothers a chance to speak as well. Yep.
So mine is going to be slightly different from the gents because ever since I could speak, I've always been church. So right from the get-go, there's nothing, I normally say this, there's nothing that I know other than church, other than the gospel, other than Jesus, quite frankly. So from a young age, times after I look bored, I've been at church for the longest of times. I grew up at church, and there's nothing else that I know besides church. I've been at church my entire life. I normally write about that sometimes. There's nothing else that I know besides church, through, from Sunday school up until now. Even quizzes and those intricate of a person's life, undergoing initiation school and all of that. So it's always been church, basically. So yeah, I'm a church guy right through and through. And Christ has been dope. There's been hardships. Hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. It's been hectic at times, but yeah, we've made Christ. Yeah.
I think that's after I am.
I wanted to say something. Hey man, no man. For the sake of the subscribers.
Exactly.
Hey, try to help people and offend people.
But it's Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
End of the day.
Yeah. Okay. So you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, as you know, from the first video.
Yeah.
So. Now for me, I grew up. My mother was saved, Kaya. So my mother, I guess, used to take us to church every night Sunday school. I grew up with Sunday school in Mwanzweni. We used to fight with her, especially on a Sunday, because we must go to church. We must go to church. So I grew up here in the streets of Delft. Then as I reached a certain age, I drifted away from Luzemwanzo. So I drifted away from young India. So I started joining gangs. I started being a gangster. Joined a well-known gangster gang. Yes, late and back then. So we're fighting. But yes, nonetheless, fast forward years later, I think in 2015 or 2016, after the huge wave face must fall. Yeah. Then I hit a bottom rock, which is double depression. So had some suicidal thoughts. Yeah, but you know, when you grow up, you go in your ways, but people know Christ, and all that. So I decided, okay, hey, I know this from when these things says, but I've never experienced it. So then from that point, depression and all that, I decided, okay, let me try this as a last resort, because I did went to therapists, but they did not help. So because I do, you get therapist, the problem comes again. It does not disappear. So then decided to take this Jesus for myself now, not by Katanas or Kaya, decided to take it for myself, and since then I don't regret the decision I made. And it's been really, really cruising journey, and Jesus has been good, and it has changed my life for good. It's something that now I know it personally, personal level, more than anybody else, but I know that. I know it personally. It has changed my life, and it has made me to see life in a different lens. It has changed me as a person.
That's beautiful.
So the journey with Christ has been good ever since then.
That's beautiful, my friend. Also, now just to join in, I think we have similar stories with my friends, relatively close, especially from Zuks to Afta. I also grew up at church. Now my mom was literally a church person, and we all went to church with my siblings. But guys, they do their own things. But I grew up at church. Sunday school, I can sing, child.
Sing it! Infinite, boy. It's infinite in the building.
So I used to sing Sunday school, and I enjoyed every moment. And Inkonzo is my happiest place. I don't want to lie to you. That's where I learned a lot of things. That's where I got to express who I am, and I grew in knowing myself in Gonzweni. I literally realized a lot of things that I am passionate about, things that are part of my destiny, is discovered within church premises. So Ingonzo has been that foundation to me. It's still that core foundation to me, that has trained me, made me realize certain things about my life, my destiny, my purpose, and all of that. From Sunday school, joining teenagers, and going to young adults, and I've been at church, and I'm still serving at church, and it's been beautiful. And I think the experience with Yesu Christ has been the most phenomenal one. I don't want to lie. That relationship, the fellowship, as a young person, it has transformed my life drastically. I may not have been involved into gangsterism, but again, we all face different challenges. Exactly. So Utiko, I've seen Christ really coming through for me in my lowest of days and my experiences, and I've seen him changing my life in a very drastic way. I am the only one that's like fully saved and fully fired up for Jesus Christ. And as young as I am, but I'm able to give advice. I'm able to pray and stand in the gap as I'm supposed to as a priest. The Bible will teach you when you get to know Christ on a better level and platform. But as young as I am, I'm able to stand and pray for my family and encourage them on certain things. And that, being saved alone in 9 days alone when they were discouraged. In fact, it pushes me to keep on, so that come now in That's the whole point anyway. But Christ has been a life changer for me. I don't want to lie to you. And I've experienced him personally as Mdomj. And I think it's very important to sing about Abacha. We invest everything that we have in Christ Jesus. Being to sing about Boroye classes in the Siwe. You know, our brothers have already testified. You know, whether you're into drugs, whatever thing that you are faced with, you know, we have a testimony right here next to us. Whatever thing that you find yourself in, Jesus Christ is able to redeem you from that and bring you back to yourself, to your glory, that which you're supposed to live in. So that's the testimony that I have of Jesus Christ. And you know, from here moving forward, we are all going to be amazing ministers of the gospel. What you see here is the council of apostles. But just in closing, it's been a great experience. You know, I've learned a lot of things through Christ Jesus. And
just to come in, yes, it's one of those things where we always hear how toxic this is, toxic that is, but it's never like told, or it's hardly shared in the how Christ and the whole church set up, for example, gives us an introduction of various things, like what you just touched on, working with people, leadership as well. You know, you get thrown in the deep end where you are just, you know, called to lead, called to serve, and sometimes we take it as maybe nonchalantly, that look, it's just something that's meant to be done, but care eBay indoor that is very, very, it's a skill that you don't get anywhere, that you also sometimes you don't even get trained to do it. Person might identify something in you and then you are thrown there, and it's something that we should be grateful for, like in these trying times that we find ourselves in.
Wonderful. But one more thing, Chance, sorry. I just want to ask a question, man. Look, what do you think is the main thing against Abandabacha not to be happy and going, you know, because most of the times Abandabacha they can't relate to his and doesn't go. So what do you think is the main problem?
Okay, let me go first. I think it's the setup of the church for Abandabacha. What do I mean by setup? I feel like Abandabacha are not necessarily included enough engagement. Thank you, that's the word. We are not thoroughly engaged into church. What's the word?
Activities, maybe?
Activities and structure of inkonzo. Without being trained.
Not
Shut up. Hey, my father. Sorry.
It's okay. So I feel like we see focus in doing man. We're not being prepared kahle. Uyabona. And ke ngokulando abanye bethu baba discourage umzekelo mina. I was never trained on leadership, on singing, and in the office that I'm into now. I've trained myself. You know, I had to go and look for certain things on how to pray, and how to do 1, 2, 3, and how to harmonize and all of that. So that's point number 1. August Mini. No, I'm gonna mention 2. 2. August Mini. I think the church is failing dismally. But what do I mean by that? I mean, accept me as feminine as I am, doing Marion. When I go to church, damgele, the feminine danger, and then within a personality of Marion, you are able to bring Christ that will satisfy me and complete me as Omarion. Not for you to aside because I look in a certain way, I dress in a certain way, or you see me not fitting into this category because you feel like Umzalana should dress like this, Umzalana should be like this. As it was injury, I feel like they really put us aside. Thank you.
Yes, Afta.
Okay, for me, I feel like one of the things that makes Abandabacha not to relate I think it's the gap between Abandabacha with the elderly people. Because this thing of Abandabacha must stay single until they get married, Abandabacha must do this. So what happens is that married people, they project what we should do. They do not know our challenges. And they become distant to our challenges, and mostly of them are they were saved before they got I mean, they got married before they were saved. So they do not and they don't understand our challenges. They don't understand the challenges of Abacha. And now they project how things should be without understanding the challenges about being saved and single. They do not understand the challenges. Now they project these things to us and now they feel judged instead of being accepted. They feel judged instead of being accepted and being groomed into this young people about Jesus. So that's one of the things, that's one of the things. And so because of that, the environment for Abandabacha has become toxic in the sense that whenever there's a conference, whenever there's certain things, whenever you speak to Abandabacha, whenever you speak to Abandabacha, the only thing you never speak to Abandabacha, but whenever you speak to every department there's a conference, and whenever there's a speaker at church, the speaker will come as each and every different ministry and edify that ministry. But when it comes to Abandabacha, he's always rebuking, he's always opposing, projecting this type of lifestyle. I understand with Abandabacha. Now that Abandabacha now finds it hard to relate more than they can relate. Outside the church, they speak language of Abandabacha. So understand Abandabacha more than Abandabacha. So hence Abandabacha to relate in
and what I'd add on would be, it's all good and well to rebuke. We're not saying rebuke, but it's one thing rebuking and not giving direction. You must rebuke and give direction. Show us how. Tell us the how. You understand? And I posted a while ago something like, people will say that I wish I was young so that I can show young people how to live. Truth of the matter is, you wouldn't survive being in our shoes. It was hectic in this era. There are things that you were not exposed to during that time when you were young. You were not exposed to a lot of things. There's a lot of things that young people have to shy away from, just run away from. So, the relevance is it's top there. For me, try and be relevant with young people. We can't be in a situation whereby, take for example social media. You can't have a church that doesn't have a social media presence. You understand? Reels are a thing on Instagram. You can't have a church that's still there. Just what is its biggest Landoza? What is its biggest Landoza flex in the 21st century? Having an E500 keyboard? No, we can't be like that. Come on, we need to grow from such things. Have a page. Get people involved, and the only way to
let the youth be active.
Exactly, getting the youth active,
keep them busy,
is to be kept busy. Basically, give them something to do, engage them. If you feel there's a need for others to be interpreters, let them interpret. If you feel there's a need to have a media team, let them run the media team. Let them run the taking of pictures.
Let them be part of the choir, senior choir.
Let them play. Let them play here. Let them play here. They must run. For me, it's like, let them rather play inside here than be entertained outside there.
Exactly.
I'm really not gonna say anything different. Thank you very much for tuning in. More of similar content is coming up. Siyabulela kakhulu for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and tell your friend to tell your other friend. We love you so much. And this is what? What's on it?
Gans worldwide.
Beautiful.
Good looking.
Good looking. Beautiful.
Good
looking. Beyonce is beautiful.
It's good looking. Gans worldwide. Thank you very much.